Good morning, second grade. Today for art, we're gonna do a night owl drawing. We're gonna draw together, so you should have your piece of paper and a pencil. I'm gonna do mine with a Sharpie, just so you can see clearer. You should write your name on your paper on the back. Right now there's no back because we haven't done anything, so just write your name on it and then flip it over and then you'll be ready to start. And you can have the video that I'm doing right now paused if I go a little too fast for each step. We're going to learn today about doing some different details that we add to our drawing to make it unique. So we're going to all start with the same shaped owl, but you're going to add different details at the end of your drawing. So the first thing that you need to do is make a nice big U on your paper. Okay, and this is going to be our owl's body. I didn't get too close to the bottom and I didn't get too close to the top, but I made a nice big U. Then you can close the top. Our owl is going to have pointy ears, so we're going to do a triangle on both ends of the top of our shape that we just did. Then, of course, your owl needs eyes, and owls have really big eyes because they're a nighttime animal, so they need big eyes because they are active at night, so they can see better. That means they sleep during the day. The inside of your owl's eye, you're going to do another circle. So now we got a large circle and a smaller one inside. And then a third circle that's a little smaller. This is going to be the pupil or the focal point of the eye. And we're going to color that in. You can wait to color it in when you get your Sharpie. You're going to get a Sharpie to trace all your pencil lines. You're using a pencil right now, so if you make a mistake, you can erase because you cannot erase Sharpie. Now we're going to start to do some different details for our owl. And the one that we're going to do is we're going to separate the owl almost right in half. Oh, I forgot to add his beak. I'm silly. Let's add another triangle right between the eyes. It can go a little lower, but I put mine kind of in the middle where the eyes meet. And I'm going to do a triangle shape that's upside down for the beak. Yours can come down a little further. I have to do mine like that because I already did my dividing line. After you get your line divided on your owl, you're going to start with some different kinds of details. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways. So you need to have the owl's wings. So we're going to do the wings by making a curved line that goes like that on both sides. It's like his wings are tucked in, so he's sitting. Now this is where you can become creative and add different details. Now if you wanted your owl to look like it has feathers on its belly, you can make a bunch of U-shaped lines like this that would make it look like there's feathers. However, you can also decide to do some, I'm going to do several different kinds on the same one, but you're going to pick which one you want to do or come up with your own, and you're going to fill the whole thing in with yours. So mine, I just showed you. Now you can do straight lines instead to fill up the body between the dividing line and the bottom of your owl. Or maybe you want to do some wavy lines. We've talked about lines before, different kinds of lines, and you guys are very good at coming up with different ideas of different ways to make lines. Or maybe you want your owl to be covered, all this area here, covered with just a bunch of circles. That's another idea. You might want to do dots. You might want to have zigzags. So that's where you need to come up with what kinds of body middle do you want your owl to have. You can add some more on the wings, but do something different. So if you do lines on the wings like this, or if you do the U shapes on the wings, don't do the same thing in the middle. Whatever you put in the middle, don't do the same thing on your wings. You might decide to leave your wing just plain, and that's okay too. Now, some extra details that you can do are to make your owl look like it is sitting or standing on a branch. So I just gave 2 legs to my owl. And then I'm going to add the toes. So now I've got 3 little lines that come out. And I'm going to add a branch like the owl is sitting. And I'm going to go right through the legs when I draw this because I want the owl to be touching the branch. You can leave your branch the whole rest of your paper, or you can make it like it's a branch that's hanging, that it's in a tree. So you can, if you have enough paper at the bottom to make your branch like this, you can, or you can just make the 1 line and leave the whole rest of your paper the branch. Then you can add some details on the branch to make it look more like wood. And you can add some swirly lines like this. You don't have to do too many. Sometimes less is more. I don't know if you've heard that before, but sometimes if you add too many details, your paper gets a little busy and it's hard to make out the focus of what you want. So we're gonna not add too many details. So once you think you're good at it, maybe you should step away and make sure that it doesn't need anything else. And the background, which is all this area back here behind your owl, you can come up with some different ideas to add. Maybe you want to have the moon showing. You could do a nice big circle for the moon. Or if you want it to be more like a crescent moon, you could add a moon that looks like the banana shape, right? That the moon has started to make its changes and it doesn't look like a circle, it looks like more like a banana. You can add some stars in the sky. It's a little tricky to make a star. You can do some that maybe are like this, that are X's with a plus sign in the middle. Or you can make your star by making a pointy triangle, start to a triangle, then you come from the bottom, you come up and stop, and then you go across and stop, and then you come back down and stop. And if you do this kind of star with your pencil, you can leave the middle lines that are in the middle, or you can erase those lines and just trace around like that. You can also freehand a star and just go like this. Sometimes they come out a little wonky, which is okay. That adds character to your piece. Now for the backgrounds, to color in your owl, you are going to use colored pencils, crayons, or markers. So you get to decide. And then you're going to just give it some nice bright color, but I want you to use all this background. I want you to do something, I don't want you to do just a blue skyline that's only a little tiny strip at the top. You could do a pattern. You could maybe have a blue stripe and a purple stripe to make it some of the cool colors that we've talked about before. You can add the colors in for your owl. You can decide what color scheme, we've used that word before too. What colors are you picking to use? Whenever you pick a color, different colors to use in your art, you're picking a color scheme. So that's one idea. It's really all about what you come up with to make your drawing unique. You can share your details that you do at the end of class just so that you can see what everyone else in the class came up with. And remember, it's okay to get ideas from other people. Artists take ideas from other people all the time to use and get inspired by. So if someone near you is inspired by what you're doing and they add it to their paper, you should feel pretty proud that you helped give them a good idea to use. I hope you enjoy this lesson, and I cannot wait when I come back to see all of your owls and what ideas you came up with. I'll see you soon. Bye.